What's up, Starcraft fans? Today we're doing a tier list for Nuclear Family on Chain of Ascension. So Brian, let's hear the mutation.
Chain of Ascension is the map where we have to support Jinara in her fight against Taemon's champion. To support Jinara, each player needs to stand a unit near Jinara to push her along the track to the southeast corner. If we push the fight all the way to the southeast corner, we win. But if Amon's forces support their champion and push them all the way to our corner, we lose. Enemy buildings spawn infested. Hybrids take max 10 damage when they have friends and they nuke upon death.
Alright, so I have Tutu and Stetmann on the call with us today. How are you guys?
Good.
Alright, fantastic.
Well.
Awesome. So Tutu, how
here.
are we gonna rank the
I'm
commanders this week?
You probably want to clear the map as quickly as possible so that the aberrations don't get you. You also need to remember that mutually assured destruction exists, because some people forget and then they'll lose their armies while fighting the hybrids.
How
The
dare
good
you
thing is that
personally
the
attack me
hybrids
like
don't
that?
move. The hybrids don't move, so I mean, like, they don't move out of their area, not too far. So you should be aware of it. And Hardened Will is not really a thing. I mean, you
It's
gotta
not really a thing.
pick off the things helping the little guys. So commanders who have who can, I guess, defend against Outbreak and clear easily, mostly clearing, will have a better time here.
Offense is at a premium.
I must object to the claim that the hybrid don't go very far. I have literally had the hybrid from the first hybrid spawn attacking my gas at the expansion before.
I've
They
had
go up
that.
the ramp, but that's about it.
Yeah,
They've
that's about it.
attacked the expansion, which with mutually assured destruction is probably not very healthy for your mineral line. However, another thing that I would note that I would complain about is that we have, for some reason, neglected Hardened Will, which, again, is kind of important. So I would say that the big things to worry about, aside from, being fast so that you don't die horribly to Outbreak, because aberrations are a pain for most commanders, especially when coming from all directions, is to remember to actually have, your light static defense from all directions, since the infested are going to be coming from kind of everywhere because of the fact that the expansions are in the middle of the map. And making sure you have a way to kill hybrid that isn't a single giant damage tick, because that doesn't work because Hardened Will says no.
So general tips for this mutation, you gotta remember that hybrids explode upon death. It's always on the first side of hybrid. Oh yeah, there's this mutation. And also, just either end the game or full clear before 20 minutes. Then you don't have to worry about abs. Let's begin. Abathur, where do we have him?
Abathur, I would say P2 is what you would probably use, because Swarm Hosts against Mutually Assured Destruction is really nice. You get your early Brutalisks, you can deep tunnel. If they're like infested that are attacking your stuff, you can deep tunnel a Brutalisk to kill it or something. You also will have lots of minerals, so you just dump spine crawlers everywhere, and that helps a lot as well. It doesn't take that long to get stuff, because you'll have like lots of biomass, especially with the 7-minute wave. That gives a lot of biomass. So
Lots of
you
biomass.
should get 3 Brutalisks and a Leviathan or so before the first set of hybrid, if you're going to wait until 9 minutes. And from then, Brutalisks are great for clearing the map, especially getting to like the bottom right area. You don't even have to fly over there. You just deep tunnel and kill all those buildings. So I put him in A.
How about you, Sixbender?
I would say that Abathur A makes sense. His ultimate evolutions are going to be very helpful throughout the mission. The Abathur A tier makes sense.
Unanimous. Alarak, where do we have him?
He's got a lot of ability to kill hybrid. Unfortunately, he's going to suffer quite a bit from the problem of Hardened Will. You do still have the ability to just kill everything around the hybrid and then the hybrid with Empower Me and or Centaurs. The problem is that you are going to have to worry about being careful about getting too close to mutually assured destruction. You do want to bring your Alarak hero. Let's not have anyone saying, oh, just leave your Alarak hero at home, that'll make it better. No, it will not. If you bring Alarak hero with you, the hybrid are going to attack Alarak, blow up, kill only Alarak, and he eats one supplicant, and everything's fine.
So there's no
Losing-
overkill?
No, if it's a single damage tick, I'm pretty sure there's no overkill. If there is, then it'll only eat like 3 supplicants. But it's not going to eat your whole army. You're basically going to be relying on clean and careful micro, making sure that when mutually assured destruction blows up, it blows up only Alarak. You will want to probably use Ascendance and just kind of have Alarak stand in front and tank, probably with Empower Me, and use Destructive Wave plus Psionic Orbs to clear out literally everything that isn't a hybrid, and then just Mind Blast the hybrids as soon as Hardened Will drops and they die in a single frame. B tier maybe? He's got everything. It's just like, don't screw it up, Lamau.
Tutu, how about you?
Against the hybrid for Alarak, I kept an eye on their HP, and then like I just used Destruction Wave, push them back, and then when they're like about to die, I use like a bunch of Ascendant Orbs, just fly in their direction, so that I'm like far away from them, and then none of my stuff get blown up. But you have to like pay attention to your surroundings.
Yeah, definitely lots of paying attention.
Clearing is a pain because if you're fighting Zerg, you got Vipers against your mothership, assuming P3. If you don't have P3, then you just have to like brute force it. But just Alarak himself clearing is not that fast. So having P3 makes clearing a lot more efficient. I've also put him in B.
I also have him B. That's unanimous. 2 unanimous so far. Arcturus, where do we have him?
ESOs don't care about mutually assured destruction. If they're air, then you sacrifice a few dudes to kill them, or you drop a bunker and then let the bunker die. ESOs also clear the map, and ESOs clear all the regular units. I guess a problem would be regular air units that don't get hit by ESO, which in that case you can contaminated strike them if you're using P1. If you're using P3, just sacrifice a few dudes, go run in and let them blow up.
Yeah.
I think having ESOs with like a small army to clean up stuff is pretty efficient, and bunkers help defend against Outbreak as well. So I put him in A.
How about you, Sixbender?
I think that it's important also to note that this is something that was like contentious last time. We weren't sure if it 100% sure if it's the case. Now I can confirm it. Siege tanks with the shock divisions with their stunning attacks, once they stun an aberration, the aberration will in fact lose track of what it was doing with its life and just stand there. Because of this fact, if you really want to be safe against everything, if you put 2 bunkers and a siege tank, you can hold out against literally everything from Outbreak forever. And yeah, as ESOs, just let him ignore mutually assured destruction completely.
What about Emperor Shadows? The mini nukes?
I mean, you could if you really want to.
Is it a relatively
Kinda
safe
doubt
option?
it's going to. I kind of doubt that's going to ever be the best option, because if you have Hardened Will already eliminated, so the mini nukes do anything, then the easiest option is going to be Pride of August grad, go Yamato, tactical jump by. I would say he's S tier, to be honest.
What do you think, Tutu? Do you think he's S?
I don't strongly object. I can see it.
All right. I actually have an A personally. I think he is powerful enough to be an S. My concern, as always, is building or splitter thing. I don't know. I just don't see it as easy as you guys say. But if you guys both agree with S, I'm okay with putting him in S. Artanis, where do we have him?
He has, in fact, the power of kiting with dragoons as pretty good for dealing with the hybrid. Unfortunately, they're going to deal 1/3 damage because of Hardened Will, so Hardened Will is going to be a big pain. But it's manageable.
How about the
Basically,
melee hybrid?
This looks your dragoons outrun them, and also if you run to the edge of their leash range, you can eventually just get them to leash, and you'll blow them up as they're running away. All that being said, it's like, you look at mutually assured destruction, Hardened Will. Yeah, this is pretty manageable, and then you see Outbreak. Oh, yeah, Artanis can not easily full clear within the time limit, but also cannot afford not to full clear in the time limit.
Yeah, I think with an ally,
Artanis is just gonna have a really
might be decent.
Full clear the time limit.
Yeah, I guess it's a lot to ask for like
There,
beginner
there's
level
gonna be a
guys.
decent amount of ally carrying you if you're going to be expecting to full clear from the time limit based on. But I have an ally. It's like, okay, yeah, the ally can in fact carry you. This is technically a possibility. You're right. You also have to remember there's also the problem of he's got to deal with just the regular infested from Outbreak.
Yes,
Even that's a problem.
that's the annoying part.
Like,
Yeah, he
it's
he
not
has
gonna
to
be a fun
rely.
time being in Artanis.
He has to rely on his ally being on the defense or helping him full clear, which is a lot, especially since this tier list is about being the carry. So where do you have him?
Yeah, no, he's like D or E.
D or
He's
E?
not good.
How about you, Tutu?
Oh, really? I just checked my run. I cleared it. I full cleared in 20 minutes, 20 seconds. And no aberrations spawned because I was hitting the building. I believe that if infested don't spawn if you're hitting the building or like if it's taking damage.
That's
Because I
interesting.
remember in quick killers, that's what I did. The killbot didn't spawn because I was hitting the last building.
I didn't know that.
So I was
That's-
using Disintegrate on the last pylon, and it takes time before it dies, so nothing spawned from it. And then, yeah, I use Tempest. Tempests are much better because
Tempest?
That's a bit
clears the map.
surprising that that's the case, given how many clips there are of people who had like a boombot literally spawn inside their army.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just not the apps just don't spawn exactly at 20 minutes. There's a bit of a delay.
No, I think no, they spawn. I've seen this. I think it's more likely. It's just that those clips, if you look at them very closely, you'll notice. Oh, they weren't actively slapping the building.
I think
That
if
makes
it's like
sense.
taking damage, that it won't spawn. But if
Yeah,
it's
it's like-
if you don't damage it,
Because these
then-
are things. These are things where it's like it spawned from, say, like a pylon, and it's like, well, why did the pylon get damaged? Because the units were shooting the cannon next to the pylon, obviously.
All right.
But yeah, I think using Tempest because of your super long range makes things a lot easier. And Tempest means you have spare minerals, so you make cannons to defend against the infested marines. Just like 3 should be enough. If you get towards 20 minutes, then you just make more, and you'll probably be about finished. I'm not sure how it works with a Zerg enemy though. The escort wave, Tempest will suck against them. I think C is all right.
C is fine.
All right. Without prestige, where do we have him?
I mean, if you're using Tempests, I don't think it dramatically changes your plan, does it?
Not really.
Yeah, just
I did combine the first hybrid with the 7-minute wave. So
Ah.
I used one solar bombardment on both of them.
So how you combine the first hybrid with the 7-minute wave is, first of all, the first wave needs to come from the north. From the north, attacking player 2, and then that's when the 7-minute wave will come at the south end, attacking player 1. So what you do is you push Janara until just before you activate the first hybrid. You wait for the 7-minute wave to spawn, and then you push Janara all the way until the first hybrid activates. And then you wait for it to converge, and then you use the same top bar for both waves. So C is fine. Dehaka, where do we have him?
Pack leaders can take a lot of pain, and they deal a lot of good AoE, so they clear off all the small dudes, giving Hardened Will. You can make a few creeper hosts, but you don't want a lot of creeper hosts because that they're not very good for clearing. They're good for killing hybrids, but not good for clearing. So I think I made Mutalisks to clear all Mutalisks. I think I just made all Mutalisks.
All
Yeah.
Mutalisks all day long.
Yeah, I just make all Mutalisks. And I guess pack leaders can be like sitting around finish to kill off the hybrids, and they can take a few hits. Or the Dehaka can eat it and then die, and then that's fine too. I put him in A.
How about you, Sixbender?
You said you were using P2?
Yes, I pretty much
Yeah.
always use P2.
Yeah, I think basically, yeah, P2 here would probably allow you to just be fine by the power vested in
Top
my
bar.
back leaders are so tanky, they don't care. Like, the number of mutually assured destruction nukes it would take to kill the pack leaders is a little silly.
Basically, the entire
So-
wave.
Yeah, it's. You said he was A or?
I said A.
Yeah,
I also
I
said
feel
A.
like that sounds about right.
All right, unanimous. So by the power vest in the pack eaters, actually we should change them from the pack eaters to the backpack eaters because of how much they carry Dehaka. So there it is, Dehaka A tier. Hardened Horner, where do we have him?
I remember fighting against Terran because that means defending the middle with Widow Mines is a thing. It
Nice.
makes it a lot easier. And then you could clear the map with Wraiths because Terran detection is crap.
Wait, Wraiths? I was
Yes.
thinking airstrikes, but
You basically snipe the few Ravens and the missile turrets, and then you use Wraiths and kill everything else. But yeah, if it's not against Terran, I don't think that's gonna work very well.
yeah. I was thinking just use airstrikes. It'll work against any race.
I mean, you could, but if you miss or something,
Use another one.
Also, the
Especially
airstrikes aren't going to kill hybrid like at all.
Oh, I mean, that's what you
Yeah.
use your army for. You use your army against the hybrid, and you use airstrikes against the buildings.
Also, you're not going to be able to realistically defend against
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Outbreak.
Yeah, Outbreak is gonna be painful as Hardened Horner. That's true. That's true. So anyway, Tutu.
I think you can leave one galleon at each base, and yeah, you could defend against them
Until
easily.
abs.
You just like put all your air units on one hotkey, and then your galleons just don't go with you, and you can build whatever like Reapers or Hellions or something.
Yeah,
Alright.
your barracks defend yourself.
All right. So where do we have him?
And I think C.
C. How about
Maybe-
you, Sixbender?
Maybe.
I think they can make C. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think they can make that.
All right.
Maybe.
I was thinking B, but if you guys both say C, then I don't have any strong objections. Karax, where do we have him?
I mean, aberrations at least aren't going to be too bad, assuming you have a sufficient defense. Well, okay. By aren't going to be too bad, I mean you at least don't have to dedicate like 100 supply to defending against them. You do have to dedicate like half your wallet to dedicate defending against them because it's going to be very expensive with Karax defense to do it. Unlike, say, a Swann or Mansk or Zeratul or whatever. But you can defend Outbreak for your ally, so there's at least something for that. An IDEF Karax here is nice and helpful to have. As for blowing up the hybrid, well, firstly, Purifier Beam cares relatively little about Hardened Will, so the hybrid are going to have a bit of trouble when the Purifier Beam plus the Solar Lance fire damage all shows up, and they kind of just get obliterated despite Hardened Will. And more importantly, just the fact that like your top bar can solo the entirety of the hybrid wave outright, like. Solar Lance plus Purifier Beam will kill pretty much everything and the hybrid, and then you use Orbital Strikes to finish off anything that's alive that's not a hybrid, and then shoot the hybrid. For the 5 hit points they have left. Like, Karax should be able to defend against Outbreak pretty easily of buildings, completely solo the hybrid with top bar. The only problem is clearing, and you can do that with, if you're P3, you'll have enough top bar left over to clear, or you can cannon push or whatever you feel like. Play Karax how you want for pushing. Just top bar solo the hybrid waves and build enough static defense to protect yourself and your ally from Outbreak, and Karax is S tier.
Yeah. What do you think, Tutu? Agree?
For a different reason. P2 exists.
Yeah.
Carriers are very good.
Yeah, carriers are really good.
And for defense, you just make the zealots and let them hang around.
Yeah, so just have a control group of carriers, and the zealots will defend your base. You can also send some zealots against the hybrids.
Yeah.
That'll also work.
Hybrids, yeah, they also have they have an extra life, so
yeah,
you don't even care if they die because that's what they're for. You just don't want your carriers.
They're a mineral dump.
They're actual fodder.
Exactly. I
My
cleared
goodness.
by 20 minutes, 25 seconds or so.
There it is.
So,
just slightly slower than Artanis.
I put him in S because Unity Barrier is just good.
Kerrigan, where do we have him?
Kerrigan, what did I do? I think it was just Ultras. Yeah.
Wow.
Just Ultralisk, Hydralisk, Lurkers in the middle, clear the whole map. I used P3 because I wanted to be far away from the hybrids.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think she has everything. She has like ways to stall, and she can defend against the aberrations pretty well.
Yeah.
If it gets to that point. My full clear was really late, so I had to fight some of them.
Oh wow.
But I had lurkers, so lurkers take care of the aberrations. I think A is reasonable.
Do you agree, Stickspender?
So Ultralisks actually are the best defense against aberrations. Not really lurkers as much, because Ultralisks just don't care because of their life leech. Literally,
life leech, yeah.
Ultralisk with the Kerrigan's Ultralisk with the life leech and standing on bleeding creep and all that. As JIK and I discovered when trying to handle 10 mutators all at once. Yeah, a couple Kerrigan Ultralisks will hold against mutator buffed aberrations the entire mission long without issue on missed opportunities even, which is really long. Personally, I would say I would use P2. P2 still has long range, because if you just like use a spell away from the hybrid as it's getting low, the lightning bolts will kill the hybrid as you are literally flying away from it, so you'll be fine. I would have personally thought that Kerrigan could even make S tier as well, but I would be okay seeing her in A. She's definitely not quite Karax level.
I also had Kerrigan in A, but I would have been absolutely okay with it with an S. Maybe she's borderline S, I think.
She is very much. She is borderline S. She is extremely good.
She does have to work a little more and like hide in worms and stuff in case.
Her micro is so fun though. That's one aspect of Kerrigan. Her micro is so fun.
That is another point, by the way, with the worms. You can literally wall off the hybrid. So if your ally is having trouble escaping from melee hybrid, you can literally just create a wall. You just physically build a wall of Omega worms side to side.
I've played a mutation.
Physically can't squish through.
I've played a mutation before on Temple of the Past. I've learned that you can't actually make a tight wall with Omega Worms, but I guess it's enough to keep hybrids out?
Yeah, you can't quite make a full tight wall, but it's like, Zerglings and Marines can fit.
Yeah.
Hybrid won't.
That's interesting. Alright, so we all agree on A, borderline S for Kerrigan, right?
Yeah.
Alright, there it is. Raynor, where do we have him?
I used battle cruisers to clear.
Fun.
And I put some bunkers in the middle to stop infested. Like just 2 dudes with an SCV repairing is enough. For hybrid, you just use Hyperion or whatever, kill all the escorts, and then you model the hybrid and then teleport out. I put him in B, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I put B for now.
What time?
For the third set, you can get vultures with mines.
Oh, you need to do that.
You can spawn camp it
spawn
a little.
Camp. Okay, how about you, Stickspender?
He's somewhere between B and C. It's like I'm tempted to put him in C, but I don't think he's as bad as Han and Horner or even Artanis, maybe.
Bunker's good. What's your full clear time?
22 minutes 5 seconds.
22. So you definitely need to withstand some hybrid or some ab attack.
Yeah, I had to teleport BCs back because I didn't prepare for them.
Yikes.
Oh, yeah, I lost my natural.
If you prepare for aberration attacks, you just slow yourself down so much that you can't survive aberration attacks. If you're not as good at clearing as Tutu, you're just gonna suffer horrifically.
I would expect that to be the case.
Yeah.
So C.
Yeah,
C it is.
C makes sense.
All right, without prestige, still C.
I don't know how well Bio would work.
They would get
battle
nuked.
Cruisers are easy for clearing. Like they make things a lot easier.
Here's how it works, Tutu. You get nuked, then you die.
Nah.
Yeah.
You make spider mines so you don't get nuked.
Oh, that's a lot of work. I guess Tutu can get nukes or can get spider mines, but most people would get nuked and then they die. So Raynor C, there it is. Without prestige, even lower. Stetboy, where do we have him?
I hear there's this hybrids exploding into nukes thing going on. I'm not. It was just a rumor. I haven't seen any effect of that or anything. My Zerglings, I've lost 0 of them anyways, so I think it's all just fake news, honestly, personally.
Fake news.
He's S tier, by the way.
How about you, Tutu?
Clearing bases is just spamming infestors in the direction of the base, and then the base disappears.
Yes.
And then you do that to the hybrid, and the hybrid disappear.
Yes.
But you keep doing it, and then your frames disappear.
So,
yeah.
Tutu
Yes,
moment of the
yes.
week.
Yes.
Amazing. Stukov, where do we have him?
Also S.
All right.
I mean,
Just
Yeah.
worse stat boy.
Do we really
Just worse stat boy.
do we really need to explain? We
No,
just-
he's not even
no.
necessarily worse step boy because
Really?
like
Because he's
automatic step boy.
he's auto stat.
like-
There we go.
The difference between Stukov and Stetmann is like between manual transmission, automatic transmission here. Technically, you can
Yeah.
do more of a manual transmission car,
All right,
but
that makes
automatic
sense.
transmission car
It's
can do
easier.
everything you need it to do if you're just a casual driver.
That makes sense. So S tier, right?
Yes, very S tier.
Automatic outbreak defense.
Fight outbreak with your own outbreak. Swann, where do we have him?
Swann. So he can defend Outbreak. It's kind of expensive, but he can. And he might end up having to because it's going to be a bit slow to clear. At least there's always the laser drill. I think the P1 laser drill should be able to wipe out the hybrid waves by itself with a floating factory. I think.
Just don't target the hybrids themselves
you-
because Hardened Will.
No, Hardened Will doesn't apply to the laser drill because its damage ticks
Does it
are 2 low
not?
damage.
I thought it was 50 DPS, so it's
It's 50 DPS in increments of 5 damage per 0.1 seconds.
so it actually doesn't work on hybrids. I thought I heard. Oh well, must have been
Pretty
hearing
sure
things.
I'm pretty sure the hybrid do completely nothing.
All right, editor, just
Hardened
paste
will
it.
do
Just
completely nothing.
just paste the info on there. Just paste the info if you have it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. The editor will find out for us afterwards. Anyways, the point is, yeah, it's literally. If I was soloing this with Swann, I would just surrender myself to the fact that this is going to take forever, and I would literally just mass turret spawn camp the final area so that I could kill the final hybrid like as many times as I have to while I slowly kill the map. I think Tutu's going to need to enlighten me on how effective Swann's laser drill and whatnot is. It really depends on how much killing power it has. I haven't tried.
I used P3, and it took me 24 minutes to clear the map. So
Nice.
having like defending against aberrations is not that hard because I have like tanks waiting. Because for Herc micro, I don't want to have more than two Hercs because I don't
To be honest, I don't want to
So
have more than one
extra
Herc.
tanks just sitting at home because I have to drop them and then control click them, put them inside, and then to like hit and run, especially against hybrid. Hercs also means that if I get hit by an explosion, they don't die because they just fall out the Herc.
So how do you deal with air? Goliaths inside?
Air, laser Goliaths.
How about air hybrid? Goliaths? Just Goliaths
Air
and laser?
hybrid. I didn't fight any air hybrid, but I would think Goliath.
The laser drill at 50 DPS takes only 14 seconds to kill an air hybrid. The air hybrid are, by the first one, it's 1, I think, air hybrid. On the second one, it's 1 or 2.
2.
It's not too many air hybrid until the later hybrid waves, and by
Yeah.
then you should be, able to handle them with other things as well as the laser drill.
I
The
would
laser drill is plenty enough for early air hybrid.
If it's
I
an
would
air-based
want C.
C, all right, I'm okay with C. Because
I'm
yeah,
not. I think that's too low.
I heard a lot of siege tank usages, but I'm wondering if you're fighting Sky Terran, for example, would that still work?
I'd be much happier with a Swann than a Raynor personally.
Yes. Yeah. That's true though. I agree. with
Or
that.
a Hardened Hoarder. Or
Then
probably Artanis.
So B, Buon
Yeah,
again.
Swann's
B,
B.
B.
Swann's B. I'd say B.
yeah.
The return of the
okay,
Buon.
Yeah. Because at least he can defend.
All right, the Buon strikes back.
Oh,
The
also
return of
his
the Blonde.
concentrated beam can clear the middle with like two or three of them.
That's true. The concentrated
Very
is
in the middle.
beautiful on this map.
So basically, yeah, you got your two options. You got your P3 tanks, or you have your slow but surely P1.
I don't think you should use P1 here.
I mean,
Ah,
I'm just too used to using the tried and true, almost all works against literally anything if environmental mutator solution for Swann on this map. You just spam turrets at the final hybrid area with the Hercules jumping in SCVs, and you have infinite time, however long it takes you.
Tychus, where do you have him?
Yay!
Tychus, with Lone Wolf, you clear the map super fast because you can have two dudes. You can have one person defending the middle, and then, or you can just have like SCVs repairing 3 auto turrets or something. And then Karax Tychus one lane, and the top, and then Sirius the bottom, like just 2 dudes just clearing the whole map, and then you can get Sam to like throw grenades onto buildings. It's really quick. And you can hit run hybrid. You have Odin Nuke for the hybrid waves.
The letter.
So I think he's S for Lone Wolf.
How about you, Sticksbender?
I guess I can see S. I was thinking he'd only be A, but yeah.
Yes, Tychus. They made Tychus a little too easy, to be honest.
I kind of feel like I'd prefer Kerrigan over Tychus here.
Really? Yeah, Kerrigan is strong, but I don't know. You can Kerrigan can only be in one place in one time, but for Tychus, you could have Tychus in one spot and Sirius in another spot and clear twice as fast.
Oh man, I did this like a year ago when I was practicing for sheer chaos, clearing the map. This was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I just like forgot because I don't remember playing Tychus, and I remember why because it was so long ago.
Yeah. So what happened?
Yeah. Oh no. Nothing. Just
Nothing?
I did exactly what I said, which is
all right.
You just you have 2 different outlaws, one the top, one bottom, and then the third one will defend the expansion.
But anyway, Sticksbender, do you insist on A? Because if it's not unanimous, it's not S.
I don't insist on A, so he can go at S.
All right, there it is. Tychus S. We can call Tychus easier Kerrigan if that makes sense.
Without Lone Wolf, it's probably not A.
Yeah, without Lone Wolf, I think we can agree. Without Lone Wolf, probably not A. Also, that being said,
probably not S.
Or
probably
yeah,
probably
yeah.
not S.
Yeah.
I apologize for the gaff. It's 11:40 p.m. I'm allowed to have mistakes.
And also, words are hard. Everyone knows words are hard.
Words are hard. Yeah. Also, one more thing. I know Tychus is easier, but Kerrigan's micro is just so much more fun. I don't know. Vorazun, where do we have her?
Vorazun can do things. There's gonna be a big component of how's your cloak walling?
It's pretty good. Mine is, at least.
Yeah, it basically is going to have a very large component of how good are you at the cloak wall thing. If you're very good at the cloak wall thing, then and your ally doesn't mess it up, Outbreak doesn't do anything because the aberrations aren't detectors. So
yeah, I think
you're just gonna kind of be fine.
Is cloak walling that hard?
The Hardened Will doesn't do too terribly much to mess up your Shadow Fury because it's only 15 damage per tick anyways against non-light units. So 15 down to 10, you lose a third.
Yeah.
Got enough Dark Templar to kill them all anyways. Air is annoying as always, but
yeah,
you know, you can use Corsairs. Basically, DT Corsair, cloak wall.
Run
if
away.
you cloak wall good, you will be fine. and if you cloak wall good and don't mess up micro against mutually shared destruction, I feel like putting Vorazun with Alarak because it's a similar, like it's like an even more extreme Alarak. It feels like where Alarak has all the tools, but it's a bit hard to use. Vorazun really has all the tools to just completely dominate the mutation, but it's got an even higher skill requirement. Like Vorazun's got to, you have to know what you're doing. If you do know what you're doing, this will be easy.
Yeah. So you're saying B?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking a little higher, but Tutu, how about you?
So yeah, you need since it's a solo, I had 3 cloak walls, 1 at each ramp plus 1 at the natural, and
I also
you
had
need
3 cloak
to
walls.
you need to know you need to control different small groups of DTs to clear different areas. If you're only clearing one area, then yeah, you I guess you could, but I had to defend the middle, attack the bottom, and then attack the top. And then while DTs are attacking the bottom right, I have a bigger group attacking the hybrid at the top. The bottom right, I attack the second set at the top right area. Time stop is good. Shadow P3 gives you extra shadow guards, so if they die, then yeah, you probably want to put a nexus near the build a nexus near the hybrid fight, so your dead shadow guards come back a lot sooner, so they don't have to walk so far. I usually do that for the 4th one. The 3rd one, I don't, and the 2nd one, like they're close enough, but you can also. If you end the fight quickly enough, you can even cancel the nexus. I think B is fine because you need to. Yeah, I think B is fine.
That's interesting. I actually had her in A because you can skip the last hybrid. Also, time stop just allows you. Yeah, you can skip. You guys know this.
But that's you're putting even more map knowledge. Dang it.
All right, fine. But if you know,
Then ally has to be with you.
Yeah, that too.
I
would
guess.
also put one more important note is that Vorazun, I don't think actually needs to full clear if you are willing to just let your cloak wall hold everything. But the only problem will become then your allies expansion is going to be a 4th dark pylon, or you just kind of feed your ally to the infested, which is probably not the optimal situation.
I built 2 dark pylons at my ally's expansion. He lost the first one.
You kind of have to build the whole setup for him, I think.
Yeah, I told him to
Sadly
wall it. He eventually got it. He was Artanis. He eventually got it. But
eventually he got the idea, but took a
yeah,
while.
we had voice chat. Told him the plan. Cloak wall. We go at time stop. We pull back. If he also had garden shell. We also skipped the last hybrid. I also used the free shadow guard at every time stop. So we had a relatively easy time. That's why I think, I don't know, a B and a C having that easy of a time feels like something's wrong. Maybe it's just.
Well, you're 2 players.
Yeah, we had. Well, it was our Master J, but I guess the point stands. Voice chat is really good. That's all I can say. Voice chat's really good. All right, fine. Vorazun B tier. Let's have it. Without prestige, still B.
Yeah.
All right, Zagara. Where do we have him?
Zagara. Bio launchers, of course. They allow you to kill hybrids, especially the first set and 3rd set can be at the same place. You just build it at the lower natural, so you can hit both sets and you clear everything without losing much.
That's beautiful.
You can kill the hybrids without losing much. And Zagara P3 goes around clearing the map pretty easily. If you really want to run banelings to kill stuff, sure. But if there are like enemies providing Hardened Will, then you're gonna kind of waste them. So you don't want that. Yeah, so I put her in A.
Solid. How about you, Sticksbender?
How fast did you clear again?
Let me check. Let's see. Before 19 minutes.
That's pretty fast. Zagara's pretty
Yeah,
fast.
because you're not defending aberrations at all.
No.
Not even close. Not a fight. No fight. There's no fighting there. There's just aberrations walking on you.
They spawn at
And
20
you die.
minutes. If you clear before 20, there's no need to fear abs.
Yes, well, I feel like the average Zagara is going to have a really hard time clearing before 20. But at least if you have a teammate, you should be fine, right?
Yes, with a teammate, you
Hey,
should be
I did
fine.
not-
Average Zagara
Ah.
players can clear pretty fast with teammates.
I made a mistake.
Oh.
I did not clear because the southern base wasn't cleared. So I cleared the southern base by 21 minutes.
21
So
minutes.
I killed the whole third set of hybrids, and then I cleared at 21 minutes.
That's fine. That's
yeah.
fine.
With my trusty bio launchers, and then I spent like 8 minutes building bio launchers for the fourth base. 7 minutes about, and then they just dump the green goo onto all the dudes.
They made acid rain. They changed the weather.
Yes.
They just changed the weather, as you do. You know.
Anyway.
That's just the thing we do around here.
So, yeah, where do we have Zagara? Sticksbender.
A seems wrong.
I don't
Seems
know.
wrong.
I don't know. I think
Because
A
of bio
seems right.
launchers.
I think A seems right because the average Zagara player can clear pretty fast with an ally.
I don't know if P1 is
Yeah.
good for clearing though. Because if you keep running stuff in, I mean, yeah, maybe, but
I would still
you might
use
run out of
P3.
resources.
I would still use P3 if I were Zagara. Because, yeah, just being able to teleport right to where you need to be. And the Balings always connect. They can't get shot at by siege tanks and stuff. Yeah, I think P3 is superior here. Hunter Killers, Baling Barrage, Targeted Baling Barrage seems better.
31 bio launchers
31 battle launchers. Just make 31 battle launchers.
for the last wave. For the last set of hybrids. And then use Hunter Killers to hold them in position, and then
But Sticksbender, where do you have Zagara if not A?
I mean, she'd probably only be in B. It's just I don't think you're going to see people actually clearing that fast. That doesn't seem realistic to me.
I can see that. Yeah.
I can see that also. Yeah, Zagara's simple to use. There's not a lot of complicated micro tricks like Alarak or that stuff, or Swann even, with siege tanks and Hercules. Not the laser thing. That's easy. But with siege tanks and Hercules, I don't see Zagara being that kind of commander.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She's just got the problem of
Wastefulness?
Does she have the firepower?
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, wastefulness is the right thing. I think is like the fact that like people are not going to be like super efficient with their banelings, and like people are going to be losing swarms of zerglings when trying to full clear fast, and I don't think it's going to go very well for the average Zagara at all. I do not think they're going to clear that fast.
Well, I haven't brought it out in a couple weeks, but I think it might be time once again. So this is a 10 peso coin. You can see it has two colors, shiny. So heads, it actually has two heads. If it lands on heads, we're gonna do Zagara and A. Let me wait for the camera to focus properly. Hold on.
Or what? I thought we're just putting her in B.
Wait, you agree with B?
Yeah, I don't think she's. I can see that like it takes more micro requirement and like map knowledge and
just
resourcefulness.
Zagara knowledge in general.
Zagara knowledge.
Yeah, I don't waste banelings. They're free, but I don't waste them. It's like a penny pincher. Gotta keep them. Save them
Yeah.
for a rainy day.
If you don't penny pinch your banelings, you're probably going to just find, oh, I didn't clear fast enough, and now I'm fighting aberrations for an extended period of time.
If you're
Then you
soloing,
die.
I don't know. All right, fine. I don't necessarily agree with B, but since both of you say B, let's have Zagara in B. Zeratul, where do we have him?
S tier, that's easy. Monoliths hold indefinitely against Outbreak by themselves.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Such skill.
Want to kill the hybrid? Cannon's good, so you don't have to worry too much about them being blown up. Or you can use other options like
Cannons.
you have like you could use legions, you can use Zeratul spinning. Like yeah,
For the
like
hybrids,
Zeratul.
what do you use for the hybrids?
Well, here's the thing. So if you send in a legion and have Zeratul spin and all that, you can just kill everything that isn't hybrid and then kill the hybrids, especially once you have Avatar of Essence. Avatar of Essence makes you just steamroll everything because it turns out that having 40% damage reduction is really good.
All right. So, how about you, Tutu? S?
S, but interesting fact or interesting note. With mining, I cleared in 24 minutes. Without mining, I cleared in 19.
I have no idea how that works, but sure, let's have that.
Makes sense.
Perfectly sensible.
1930, and then with mining was 2330.
I have
Probably
no idea.
because the enemy count was different, but yeah, it was a harder one.
Probably,
with mining,
probably the
but
enemy
without
count.
mining, it was fun. It was very fun. It took a few tries, but it was doable.
All right.
So yeah, S.
So there it is. Now let's do rankings. Who's the best among the S? Stetboy. Stetboy.
Stukov.
Stukov?
It's Stukov and Stetmann, but Stukov is easier.
Yes, because Stetmann won't get wrecked by enemy comps. Like the enemy comp doesn't matter. So I would say Stetmann.
I would also say Stetboy.
I guess there is the enemy comp. Fine, we can put Stetmann above.
All right.
I want to see Stukov beat Stetmann.
All right, then Stukov's next, right?
Yep, then Karax.
Then Karax.
Yes.
Then Zeratul? Or Arcturus?
Yep.
Tychus is bottom of
Nope,
S,
Zeratul.
right?
Zeratul, then Arcturus, then Tychus. Yeah, Tychus is bottom of S.
All right.
Yeah, I personally thought that Kerrigan was better than Tychus, but I wasn't adamant about that enough for him to get out of S tier, so he's S tier now.
All right. Everyone agree with this? S?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. A, Kerrigan's top of A, right? Because she was borderline S.
Yeah.
Then who's next?
Abathur.
Abathur?
Swarm hosts just.
I thought it was Dehaka. Hey, Tutu, quick question. Did you actually try just unmerged swarm hosts for Dehaka?
The primal
No.
hosts?
No.
They kind of suck.
Yeah, they have multiple times as much DPS as Abathur swarm hosts, remember? Because Abathur's locusts are tankier, Dehaka's locusts are higher DPS. I think you would be astounded by the power of just unmerged swarm hosts. Yeah, I think Dehaka, if you think that swarm hosts are the big thing that gets Abathur above Dehaka, you need to try using Abathur's or Dehaka's swarm host, just basic primal hosts, and see how well they work. Because I have a feeling that they are good enough to say that Dehaka is like Abathur, but with pack leaders that are just I win buttons. I think Dehaka is better.
How about Phoenix? This Phoenix just
Phoenix
lack
is good.
defense.
Dehaka.
It's good Dehaka?
Phoenix is good. I think Dehaka is better.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Phoenix is good and all. Dehaka though.
All right, so we have
I can-
Dehaka, second of A. How about Nova?
I think Nova's the bottom here.
Bottom of A?
think.
Yes. She takes a lot of work.
Ah, right. That makes sense. So, is A correctly ordered now? Or do we flip Phoenix and Abathur?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Tutu about that one. I don't know Abathur well enough to make that judgment call.
Abathur, I think, is safer once you get enough hosts. Because you're just gonna keep, even if they have Hardened Will, you're gonna eventually push through.
All right. And then for defense, you just have a couple or a singular swarm host in each ramp, I guess, and in your
You have
expansion.
lots
Also
of
spines.
minerals. Yeah.
All right. I still rather have Phoenix and Abathur, to be honest, because Phoenix just seems so fast, so much faster in clearing. But I could be wrong. I'm a offense is the best defense kind of guy, so maybe my opinion is skewed here. But that's how I feel. How about you guys? Do you think that Abathur's all aroundness is better?
Yeah, I think so, because otherwise, like, you're going to have to worry about. Phoenix has to worry about Hardened Will and Hybrid Nuke. It's not like the end of the world, but it's a thing that he actually has to acknowledge.
All right. If you guys say so, then this is now correctly ordered. For B, who's the best?
It's between Vorazun and Alarak, I think.
I would still argue Zagara, to be honest, because it's
I would say Vorazun personally. Zagara is the bottom of B, I would say.
bottom of B.
But I would surrender to putting Swann under Zagara, but I personally would put Swann above Zagara.
I don't think Zagara's that bad. I don't know. How about you, Tutu?
Swann, I think Swann is better than Zagara in that if things get to the late game because you didn't clear, you're not in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I guess Swann is safer. Zagara is more risk taking.
If you get to 20 minutes of Zagara, you're in some trouble.
You can clearly see where my mentality is. Offense is the best defense. You just don't let it get to 20 minutes. But yeah, if it does get 20 minutes, Swann is safer. That's correct. So Swann over Zagara. Is Vorazun top of B?
I would say it's like Vorazun and Alarak are kind of similar. It's just like they're both kind of a problem of, well, if you want to win with this guy, you're gonna have to get good.
You can say that for Zagara also.
Yeah, but like
If you actually have the knowledge and micro to play Alarak or Vorazun, they're like multiple tiers above Zagara. It's like way easier, so much easier.
The threshold for Zagara, the threshold for Zagara is lower though.
No.
Yeah.
No. If you are trying to be like effective with Zagara, you're going to have to like really do everything right to clear on time. If you want to be effective with Vorazun or Alarak, you have to.
I think you're thinking in terms of soloing, because soloing, yeah, you definitely need every single bit of juice that Zagara has. But with an ally who just does the tiniest bit of helping, just taking care of himself, that the attackers that go after him, I think it's gonna be a lot easier with Zagara. Because the problem with Zagara is she runs out of juice if you're wasteful.
There's forget about running out of juice. I think that the average Zagara is also going to lose like many times more units when clearing a base than when 2/2 clears the same base. Like so many times more units.
Because I'm only using Zagara and Hunter Killers pretty much. I'm not running in anything.
I feel like in practice, the average player is going to have a similar clear speed of Zagara as compared to like Artanis
never mind.
because there's a lot of stuff.
Oh,
That's
no, I
not
run
entirely
things.
true. You're gonna run stuff in, but
Yeah, I run things.
were you P3?
Yes.
Yeah, P3 is the best here. I think we can agree on that.
P3 is the best. You can agree on that, yeah.
All right, fine. If you guys both agree that Swann, that the order is Alarak, Vorazun, Swann, Zagara, then I've been outvoted. The question is, who is better between Alarak and Vorazun?
Probably Vorazun. No. The only I'm gonna say Alarak for the sole reason of if you're relying on cloak walls, then you're also relying on your ally to understand cloak walls.
Cloak walls. I can see that point.
Otherwise, it's gonna fall apart.
I can see that point.
Oh, and also there is the problem of if you are cloak walling, that means you are walling the main base. If your ally is a commander that has problems with like, well, I guess my units can't walk from the production facilities anymore. I'm stuck in here.
Yeah. What I did in my run with our Master J is I just recalled workers from his main. Because I also had a Dark Palace in his expansion, so I just recalled workers.
Yeah, which is probably not going to fly very well if you're not like
on the solo queue. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Vorazun goes below Alarak purely on the basis of Vorazun isn't as good at working with teammates unless the teammates actually know that they're working with a Vorazun properly.
All right.
Yes. That's like.
All right.
When we get to minor evacuation, the same issue will happen.
Same issue will happen. All right, for C.
Like Vorazun needs the ally to be on board with the plan.
For C, who is the least bad among them?
Well, I'll say Han and Horner is the most bad. I'm not entirely certain who's the least bad between Artanis and Jimmy.
I see that. Yeah, Han Horner is probably the worst.
Poor Han and Horner. But they're two commanders!
Exactly. That's why they're twice as bad. We've been over this.
All right.
I think Raynor is better than Artanis.
Raynor's better than Artanis.
Because he has bunkers to defend.
That's true.
Yeah.
He also has tactical jump if you're stuck with a hybrid that's about to go boom.
And if you're really determined to do this the slow way, he even has tanks to defend, so he technically can survive aberrations. Artanis can't even say that.
That makes sense.
Even hypothetically, Artanis can't hold the aberrations.
Or you can just defend by stacking the battlecruisers on top of your expansion with P3 and just soloing the map with the Hyperion Duskwings.
Yes. Yeah, like Artanis is like technically he can defend the aberrations for a long time with a giant blob of immortals, but not forever. Never forever.
All right.
It's just
all right, so this is
the but point is, it's like
this is the tier list, guys. These are the commanders ranked from best to trashiest. So go watch 2 and 6. Not even that bad. Go watch 2 and 6 better channels. I guess he's not that bad. Go watch 2 and 6 better channels. I will link them below, and I will see you guys next time.